Women's Day! Happy Women's Day.
Who is the strongest woman in your life?
My mom. She carried the couch and fixed it. And she cares for me and loves me.
Your favorite woman in the world?
My mom. Annem. Çünkü benim için her şeyi yapar. Annem.
Neden?
Çünkü o benim annem.
Do you think that boys and girls can do the same things?
Everybody can do everything same.
Can you give us an example of the same things that girls and boys can do?
Like girls can be doctor and boys can be too.
Why should we celebrate women in our lives and all around the world?
Because a long time ago, men thought women should stay at home and don't work, and if they get a job, they'll get paid less, and men have advantages.
Boys are better leaders than girls.
Oh, boys are better leaders than girls. First of all, what does it mean to be a leader? That is the question that should be asked. To be a leader, you should be a servant. You should serve others, and your position is to make sure that you get the best out of others. So it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, the person who is leading should be there to serve everybody else and make sure that everybody else, they're doing the best that they are able to do, and the leader helps them to get there. So that's what I think.
Why should we celebrate women in our lives and around the world?
So unfortunately we have to have a day to promote and say that women should be treated as equal in the world, but this should be every day and this should be the norm. And I hope that children, when you're older, this will be normal and it shouldn't be a day that we have to celebrate because everybody will be treating women fairly all over the world. But you are the people who will make the difference. So start from now and treat women equally. The girls in the classroom, your mothers, your ablas, your aunties, everybody treat them with respect just because they deserve it and they are just as equal as you are. Thank you.
How were women treated 50 years ago, and is it different than it is today?
Yeah, it was really different. They didn't have lots of rights that they have today. Like they couldn't choose how to dress or which religion they believe, or they couldn't choose who to marry with, or they couldn't choose the marriage age. They didn't have any rights to vote or to be elected. And that years, thanks to Atatürk, they had that right to vote and to be elected in the first time in the world. So there are many differences, and today women have lots of rights, but there's still things to be improved, to work on it. I hope it's gonna be better in the future.
Why do we need to have a day to celebrate women?
Well, that's a really good question. In fact, somebody in my class this morning asked me, why don't we have an International Men's Day? And I think the reason is because even after all these years, women are still not equal to men in lots of different places in life. We're fairly equal now, but we need still, I think any woman would say, we need to have a day to celebrate Women's Day. And it's fun.
I think it's important because women have obviously contributed so much to society over history, but they've not been recognized for it nearly as much as they should have been. We need to make an effort to appreciate women.
People are saying there are some jobs that are best suited for men and some that are best suited for women. What do you think about this?
That's really interesting as well, because I'll be really honest, I used to think that as well. When I was smaller, when I was younger, 152 years ago, I used to think that, for instance, firefighters, I used to think, well, you have to be a man to be used to call them a fireman, until women started doing that job. And you see, women can be equally as good firefighters, of course they can. And now I can't really think of any job that should be just for men or just for women.
Önemli bence kadınlar bizim hayat kaynağımız, varoluşumuzun sebebi. Bu bence bir güne değil de her gün Kadınlar Günü olmalı gerekiyor. Bir güne sığdırılmaz. Yani iyi ki varsınız, iyi ki varlar.
All I'm true to say though, from my own daughter's point of view, she was pushed at school into doing English and history. If it hadn't been for a teacher in a secondary school who said she is amazing at maths, she ended up doing a master's in physics and mathematics. So it's a very subjective question, but I think sometimes some boys and girls are shoehorned into being good at one thing or another, whether they are or not.
What ways are girls and boys treated differently?
I think girls are treated as more sensitive, more weak. But the truth is, girls are very strong, just as strong as boys. Girls can be athletes, musicians, warriors, artists, politicians. They can do things just as good as the boys or maybe even better. I think girls just need to be given a chance.
Yes! People should be able to do any job that they are good at.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Previously, we were not allowed to do any job that we wanted, and by saying we, I mean women. It was supposed that we should stay at home, take care of children, of our husband. But the forces of very enthusiastic women, we got the right to vote, to work. That's why we are here at our job places. So absolutely people should be able to do any job that they want, and we should not have differences like male or female job. At some parts of life, women are more careful, and I want to say about it, taking care of elderly people or maybe taking care of children, because we have the mother instinct, which is so important. But we should all be treated the same way, and we should work and be able to do any job that we want.
Could you tell us why we celebrate Women's Day and why is it important to you?
We need to improve some places, some people, some mindsets to get better and be more equal. I think this will be also really good for the men. For example, they say men cannot cry, which is not true. Men can cry, boys can cry. Or man has to provide everything for his family, which is not true. Maybe in different families that can be opposite, like woman works because she wants and man can stay home looking after the kids. That's also normal. I think we should keep celebrating because we want to be equal and we still need to work on that.
Kadınlar her zaman özel ve güzeldir. Çünkü kadın olmazsa dünya olmaz.